Hello and welcome to episode 27 of our Timberborn Update 6 Wonders of Water playthrough with the Iron Teeth faction in cycle 45, day 18. Currently, we have a drought in progress that we started last episode during one of our time lapses, and today our goal is going to be to finish what remains of this reservoir expansion construction and combine these two things. So that's going to require a lot of construction with wood and a couple of other things that we're going to have to send some beavers down and fill in, like these impermeable floors. But I think overall we're probably okay. Even though we only have 13 metal right now, we have 1,100 wood, so that's probably fine. One of the things that I did a couple episodes ago was I changed the efficient mine to just the regular scrap metal recipe. We're going to put it back on efficient, and we're going to turn these two smelters back on. Because what that's going to do is that's going to get our production of metal back up to what it's supposed to be. Because we were trying to use explosives to create the rest of this area so we could expand our reservoir. So that should help solve a lot of our problems, and we'll be able to move on a little bit more toward the eventual opening of this. You know what? I haven't checked. Good. It's a good thing we built this other stack of the large vertical frame flywheels, because we've got 2 days left, and these are basically all the way discharged. And I think I'm going to go ahead and turn these 3 engines on just so we can have some sort of power generation so we don't completely run out. And it's going to be time for us to go ahead and start filling in the bottom here. So there is a reason, yes, that I built the ladder into the corner of this. One, because when I put in the levees, it's still going to be watertight and we'll have a convenient way to get up to the top. But 2, because now when we go in to put the impermeable floors down, they'll be able to just step right off the ladder into here. So I'm going to go ahead and just get these situated just like so. And of course they're going to have to start putting those in. But there is another thing that we have to do before we forget. And that's going to be putting in the other automatic watering thing. So if we take this all the way down, yeah, you can kind of see what I did here with the previous design is right here in the very corner of this little irrigation station, which just so happens in this case to be the center of this 5x5 metal platform. I put in a sluice and then 3 levees, and then on top of that I've got, well, it's hard to see, but I've got a platform, and then I have an impermeable floor, so I've created essentially a waterproof thing that's set to only fill this to a certain depth and then turn off and automatically keep it filled up, so I didn't have to worry about keeping our river going. So that's why this is the way it is. So I designed this to be pretty much exactly the same, with the exception of this not quite lining up exactly perfectly like I was used to, but that is going to be a-okay, because what we're going to be able to do here is take this singular impermeable floor out, and that's going to let me know that that's where I have to put the rest of this stuff. So we're going to go ahead and get this sluice in place here. Put this levee, make sure I match that. Not that it really matters, but I'm going to remember forever if I don't. And that should work out perfectly fine. Just make sure this is set to the same settings here. This is set to 1.7. So we will do the same, because that was it 1.7 or 1.75? That was 1.7. Okay. And that's all she wrote. So that's going to be nice and simple to take care of. I think they should be able to build all this without getting up top on anything. But in the event that they can't, I'll just keep this one paused, and we'll do what we got to do. Now, we do still have these suspension bridges right here that they're currently able to build down from above, but those are going to go away because they're not going to be super useful. And of course, this very front thing here has to be levees. So we do have the ability to go ahead and put all of these in just like so without going up top. But again, because this is a stack of ladders, it's going to be basically impossible for this to be a slow construction process. We might get a couple of stuck beavers if I'm not careful how I have stuff set up. But I think it should be okay. What we can also do, and what I'm probably going to do, is we can make this thing a whole lot easier on ourselves by just putting in a couple of these guys on the very outside, which would allow us to take care of a whole lot of stuff, and I guess technically idiot-proof it a little bit, make this go by a whole lot faster. But obviously the idea is that we want this to be ready in time, which it's not going to be, but we want it to be ready in time to be filled before the next bad tide happens. And since this is a drought with 1.5 days left, depending on how we're able to get this bottom set of these wooden blocks in here, levees, we might be able to start opening this maybe before the end of the next temperate cycle. We'll see what happens. But for that to happen, we're going to have a way for the beavers to walk around. So that is going to be best served as, I think, probably right about here. Just do one of these numbers. And they're not going to be able to reach everything, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, yes, they are. They're going to be able to reach all this. Nice. So, you know what that means? Is that we're going to have the ability here to get everything pretty much set, ready to go. And then we can use our favorite tool ever that absolutely everyone loves without reservation, the time lapse, to get this whole thing pretty much ready to go. And I don't really know that they're going to be able to do all of it without some intervention here, but I think we might be okay to just leave this like so and go ahead and enter the time-lapse mode. I think. So that's what I'm going to do, and we'll watch them have fun putting this together, and hopefully by the time that the next cycle rolls around, they'll have done a decent bit of it. They do have currently 1.2 days left of this drought, and it is going to take some time for the other original part of the reservoir to fill up enough to overflow into the canal that runs the water wheels. But I don't think they're going to be able to get the entire thing ready for me to demolish the wall. We'll see what happens. But for now, we'll just watch them do their thing, monitor everything else, make sure nothing is going terribly wrong, and move on with our lives there, because there's still plenty of other stuff to do, but I wanted to make sure this was done first. Alright, so we didn't completely finish, but we did get just about everything inside the new reservoir completed. So let's come out of the turbo speed here, and let's go ahead and finish this one levee here, which is going to enable our automatic water dumping. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to take this suspension bridge off, as well as this one, and because they're 6x1s, I'm just going to flip them around. And that is going to allow us to finish the inside here in a very convenient fashion. But before we do that, I'm going to deprioritize that one. Let's get this one levee in place, because now I've got to come in and build this vertical bit here, and then we can start flooding this side of the new reservoir. We're going to have to do it in chunks, unless we want absolute chaos to ensue, because remember, this is only 2 blocks high, so I'm probably just going to take one of these blocks out for now, and it's of course not going to happen until we get a little bit more stuff built. But I just wanted to let you guys know that yes, we are going to flood it, not in fast motion. At least one comment asked specifically for it to be in slow motion, and I don't think I can do slow motion with the game, but we can do it at 1x speed, at least for a little bit, so you can enjoy that. But this piece right here does have to get put in, so that is super prioritized. Well, not super, well, now it's super prioritized. And then we have to get rid of these paths, but most importantly, not the impermeable floors. That is a thing we do have to keep an eye on, that we're only deleting the paths. And I know I could do it with the tool, but for some reason I just never want to trust the tool. So clicking individually so I can verify that I have in fact clicked on a path is my preferred way to do it. So we don't have a lot of wood left. And wow, we've actually kind of run out. Just a little bit here. So these were not marked for cutting. They are now. How long is it going to take to get... Oh, that's at 1%. Okay, some of this stuff might have been replanted when the drought ended. But yeah, this is possibly going to be a problem for us, but we'll see what happens. 30-something%, 14, 3%, 97. Okay, so we are going to have some come up soon. I think part of the problem that we've run into is that we did not replant the trees that were removed up here. So there's just so much we've got to do. I think if there's a way for them to still get over here, I don't know that there is. We've really got to really got to get this area growing trees again. So probably go ahead. Yeah, let's see, that just disconnects the entire thing here. Let's get all the beavers out before we have any other problem. Where are you going? Come on. Come on. What are you doing, man? Come on. Oh, you went to go get a snack out of the pantry when you could have just... Okay. Man, come on. Don't be like that. No reason for it. So, I'm going to start from here just because that's going to be easier to do it that way. But we are going to start putting in this pathway here. I'm not married to the idea of putting this come out this way, so I think what's going to happen... I'll take this off at turbo speed just so I don't burn through all my stuff. But we're going to have a path come over this way, and I think based on how this is looking, we might actually benefit from having this path come up this way, connect directly here, which we would be reasonably able to do, but it's going to take some time to get put in correctly. We're going to have to put in some overhangs and stuff. So that is a long-term thing that we do need to accomplish, and I think I can make it happen. Depending on how this wants to play. I don't think I can build on top of these, so it is going to have to be... Yes, going to have to be probably 6x1 overhang here, unless I want to put in a platform. Try the 6x1 here, because that's going to be a 3, so that would have to be a 4 and a 5, most likely. I don't know, just thinking out loud. I know you guys love it when I do that. But it just, I don't want it to be super ugly, you know? That's kind of the problem. So, if we did this instead, 4x1, and then came over here with, okay, 3s? A pair of 3s? Okay. You know, I don't hate that. I don't really love it, but I also don't really hate it. So if we did that, then I would have to have... Depending on how we want to do this. Because I don't really have enough metal to do all of these as overhangs, but I'm going to feel like I have to. So if I did, let's say a 4 and a 4 this way, then that would match up pretty nicely, but I guess it's going to have to end up being a 5. Yeah, that actually doesn't look too bad. And that'll give us a pathway. And then this, of course, right here. Then I guess I could just have this go up same as we did before. Just nice stairs here. Nice stairs here, and then have this come all the way across. Yeah, you know, I think I can live with this. So what that's going to give us is access through here and through here, which will end up connecting. We could also just, you know, have built this down this way, but I thought this would be a little bit more interesting. Although I guess I could have easily done it the other way. But that's going to give us access here, and then also across this side without it being super crazy ridiculous, because I think this is going to mostly end up being trees. But all that to say, we don't really need to get to this quite yet. I just want to make sure that we're keeping ourselves in a position to be able to do everything without forgetting. So this will be deprioritized because none of the rest of this can be built until this is built, because there's currently no beavers over here. Yes, I know they're not going to be able to get to the metal unless they can get to the metal, but this is not a permanent replacement right now. This is a, hey, let's do this and then move stuff over later. Because what I really need to do is get the land in place. And I don't have to have any of this be accessible in order to do that, because the dirt is not stored over there. Actually, don't know where the dirt is. Oh, it's up here. Okay. So I just need them to fill in these bits of land, or enough of the bits of land so I can reroute a path somewhere else, and then they can all go back over there. But just so we're all on the same page. Because sometimes I don't do a very good job of that, and you guys get a little irritated with me because of it. But I am genuinely trying my best to get this stuff taken care of. So we'll do not there. No, no, no. So now that stuff should be kind of close to getting taken care of. And then I suppose I can just go ahead and have this path going this way. And then since this is already going to be crossed, I can just replace it, at least for right now. Oh, there's a path here. Hold on. Because remember, somebody asked in the comments why we are raising the land. They didn't understand what was going on there. So I said it. I replied to the comment, but I'll tell everybody else. This is because the bad water that is underneath on this level can only contaminate up a certain amount of height. Excuse me. But if you raise it up past that point, then you don't have to put in these irrigation barriers, which is great because irrigation barriers stop contamination and irrigation, unlike the Folktales one that only stops contamination. So I can unpause the game. But if you do it this way, then I don't have to have as many of those water dump things set up, and that is just better for everyone involved. So that's what we're doing there. Anyway, this is all taken care of, which means we can come in and remove the rest of the paths. Pardon my paranoia here. There we go. And we'll go ahead and put in, because I know we don't have a lot of wood, but we have enough. We'll go ahead and put in this one levee as a super priority. And then that's going to allow us to start flooding the reservoir. Not finish flooding it, but very, very slowly start the process. Just as soon as this is put in. I know there's double-digit quantities of logs, which are not going to be acceptable long-term, but everything will recover pretty nicely now that this is ready to go. Probably fine, and this was cut off anyway, so... Oh, it's not light out yet. All right. Did I cut this off? Okay, there we go. I did promise that I was going to show you guys the flooding process in regular motion, at the very least, so I will wait for the sun to come up in game to take care of that. But now that the beavers can get over here, hopefully I'm going to be able to do this right. Oh, I can't put this here yet. There we go. This is land here that also needs to be filled in. We haven't done yet. So we'll just go ahead and do that. So that'll get us started. Then this, of course, will get reconnected as soon as that's put in place. This 4x1 is not staying here, but I do have to build it this way initially because this land here, specifically the path is on, does not exist yet. So I can't build a 2x1 bridge here and a 2x1 bridge here because the 2x1 bridge can't be built until the land that it will be placed upon is built. Just so we're all on the same page. All right. Remember when I said I was going to do it when the sun came up in game, and then I didn't do it because then I started coughing. I had to go get a cough drop and meet the microphone. Good times. But single time speed, levee remove, and in comes water. Very slow-like. Gently flooding what we've got going on down here. And this should be a pretty constant stream. So we will, I'll place the camera here, want to go ahead and prioritize that. I don't think there's going to be any danger of beavers becoming stuck because it's just one thing. But this hopefully can fill up relatively nicely, quickly, so on and so forth. I'm going to remove these suspension bridges because we no longer need them. We can harvest those planks and logs for the purpose of building everything else here because we are really, really low on logs. Now let's take a look, see here, because I see those beavers with the broken teeth thing, and I fear that I may not have one of those tooth things anymore. Sure doesn't look like it. Okay, well that's on me. That's on me. So teeth grindstone. I'll just go ahead and put... I don't really have a great place for it, do I? Well, up here will work fine for right now. Go ahead and get that put in. But we do have 87 beavers who aren't currently doing anything, so, you know, the 7 of them that are injured or have broken teeth, grand scheme of things, completely irrelevant. So, we'll just keep on doing what we're doing. But now the fun thing is going to be, can they build this fast enough to where this does not cause any spillover here? So I'm actually not sure they can. Well, we'll see what happens. Obviously, they still have to do these two right here, and then they can start this column, and you don't really have a whole lot of logs. So I think what might have to happen, just to make this a viable thing, is I might have to have these two get built and then pause this, and then have another set of bridges built to go over the middle and meet here so they can build one level at a time. And I think they can do it. I think they can do it, so we'll see what happens. I am going to put this on faster speed now because we do have to finish this before the heat death of the universe. And hopefully they can take care of what they need to take care of. This here is waiting on... Oh! Wait, are we out of dirt already? That's kind of a problem. Well, that brings us to a very interesting turn of events in which I may have soft-locked myself. Hold on. Okay, I do have... Let's hit pause. I know. What are you posting? Look, it's like when you... Somebody said this in a comment even. It's like when you're trying to look for an address while you're driving the car, so you turn the radio down because that helps your eyes work better. Decreasing simultaneous load demand on the brain, I guess. So the dirt excavator, which we deleted, has to be rebuilt. And to get built, it has to have 50 metal blocks. Storage says we have 64. But where are those 64? Because if they are here, we have a problem. There are 40 over here. Okay. But are those 40 included in this 64? What's up here? I sure don't see any metal storage. Unless it's somewhere else. Where is it? Where is it? Who's got it? Who's got it? Because I don't. Alright. 40. Where's the rest? Where's the rest? Because it says I've got 64. Okay, so that 64 does... See, I told you this was going to become a problem. This... oh, jeez. So the 40's over here. The 24 is in production buildings. Ooh, there's 7. There's 9. There's 8. Okay, friends. It's time for problem solving. Because I made a mistake. So yeah, we have to have metal to build the terrain stuff. And I don't have the metal because it's across the way where we're trying to build with the stuff that needs the metal to get to the metal. Do we have the metal to build the stuff? Fortunately, we can kind of halfway solve the problem by just putting this in place so we can get across to get to the metal. Hopefully that's fine. But now we have the other problem of putting the dirt excavator in somewhere. Because I said, oh, I want it to be in a place where it's not going to be stupid, and then ended up doing something even more stupid. So, putting this here, I think, is what I decided on, just so it's in a kind of tucked away space. I was thinking about maybe putting it more under here, but the way this is going, I think this is going to be fine. So, a detonate away, which I I can't do. I can't place this here because there's land in the way. Oh, man. I hate it when I'm right. And furthermore, we're going to have a problem here in a little bit. Because, this is going to overfill. I mean, it's not like it's the worst thing ever for it to overfill here, but it would be so much easier if it didn't. Okay, so now I've placed myself in a position to have to do problem solving. And that's not always my favorite thing to have to do. But, I don't know, I guess it makes good video content, so let's see what I am going to have to do. 'Cause I also have to have logs for this. No, I don't have to have... Okay, I've got gears, and I've got the treated planks. That's good. This also is not work... Okay, because I've got the... I've got that there. Okay, so that's going to work like that. Will it work if this is... I should not have detonated that dynamite. Will it work as if this is set like this? Somewhere, someone is screaming at their computer because I have made a mistake. It is okay. I want you to know that I care about you, and it's going to be possible for you to move past this. Okay, so... Is this the most perfect place for this to go in the history of mankind, or beaverkind? No, it is not. Am I satisfied with this? No, I am not. However, comma, we absolutely have to have this going. So, we now find ourselves in the unenviable position of having to just suck it up and make it work. Alright, so that is going to go there, and the reason that's going there is because I have to come in with a set of power shafts. Actually, this one needs to get moved over one so I don't have to build it again. There we go. Now this can handle all of this. Come in with the vertical bit there. Come in with that there. And then I can just have this whole thing taken care of like so. And then this gets to be... Oh, that's right. I guess... Yeah, right like that. Super ugly. Yes, I know. It's fine because we just have to have this work. So now this has become a very important thing for us to be able to do. Along with this, not this, go ahead and pause that mess. Sheesh. Along with that, along with this, or else we're going to have a flood. So, yeah. Fun times. Fun times here in Beaverburg 19. People said these videos were boring. Actually, I don't know of anyone who said they were boring. No, sometimes I do feel like I haven't done a great job of making exciting enough content. But, I don't know. I generally try to focus my priority for doing these kind of videos as me enjoying what I'm doing first. And doing stuff that is specifically designed to be entertaining as a byproduct of that, but not necessarily what's driving the boat, so to speak. So, we have a little bit, maybe another day or two before this is going to overflow. But now all of this other stuff has become so incredibly important that, oh, this isn't connected. That we have ended up with a kind of unfortunate situation here. So why is this treating like it's... Oh, because this land is not in place yet. Because it's not going to be in place because I removed all this. Alright, that's for explosives. Am I going to be able to get by with this being gone? What goes in there? Gears. Well, for the benefit of everybody else, I'm just going to connect that so we can, you know, still make metal blocks, because we do need to have metal blocks. This stuff is all under construction. Predictably, it is waiting on logs, so that's fine. Yep, about halfway up the block since I said it was going to be one day. But I really, really, really need... I need this to be done before I build too much of anything else, because this is all going to require wooden stuff. So I really should not be building any more of this. But this is also going to flood. So, I mean, we can easily stop it by just manually closing these sluice gates. But man, I did not want that to happen. Oh well, best laid plans and all that. So I guess it's probably about time to address another thing that you guys mentioned, which was the deep bad water pumps cannot function fast enough to keep up with all of our centrifuges. So yes, we do need to add more. However, we have 633 extracts, so 632, now it's 633 again. So we're actually okay. We're doing fine for right now, so we don't... 643. We don't need to build more of these now, but we will as we continue going here. We just really, really have to take care of some other stuff first. Alright, so that is just about full. I'm going to, unfortunately, have to close these sluices, which will stop this from filling up past the point where this levels off, which should just barely be the point where this starts to tip over the edge here, because there's now no longer any more coming in through here. This is closed. This is a one-way thing, letting extra out. This is still going over slightly, so I do think this is going to overtop just a little bit. But all things considered, could definitely have been much worse if we can get enough wood to finish the rest of our stuff. Hey, this is already up and running. Nice. Never mind. No, it's not, because this hasn't been finished yet. But this will be getting us dirt hopefully soon. Oh, good. It didn't overflow. Nice. Somehow we survived. So I'm going to go ahead and do emergency pine tree cutting and just get rid of all of these. Our friend Rickson here in the lumberjack flag is going to take care of that for us. And I might as well go ahead and turn these two back on as well, because we have 70, now 69, now 68 unemployed viewers. And a drought's coming, which I was hoping to avoid, and I was really hoping to have this be completely full. At least the vertical frame flywheels are fully charged. Unfortunately, we don't have these, this third stack built yet. But that's just the way it's going to be. We can only do what we can do. Why is this? Okay, that's the indicator for this. It's just way high up because there's stuff above it. So, what have we learned today, friends? Hopefully, we've learned that it's very important to make sure you have enough resources to do the entire project. If you are going to be starting a project that requires the entire thing to be done before a certain period of time. I very clearly did not do that, because I always forget how much wood these levees take. Is it 12? Well, I know the number, but in the grand scheme of things, I underestimate it. Yeah, it's 12 per levee. Because this is, this is 3, 6, 8. Let's call that another 8, 16. Say this whole wall here is like, I don't know, 22 or 24. It's also got height to it, so that's probably, to build all of this was going to require 1,500 to 2,000 wood ish. So you can see how that very quickly becomes a problem when you don't have enough. We had probably less than half of that, which is why I guess technically a little more than half of this is done, maybe 60%. But we do have the dirt excavator that is built but cannot run yet because the vertical power shafts are waiting on logs and planks. Planks which we have 1,000 of. Gears which we have 921 of. I've had these things paused forever too, so we've been running on partial capacity for producing those, and they just run through them like gangbusters. So that's a whole thing. But at least our metal situation's running again. I was getting a little concerned about how we were going to solve that, but unfortunately we were able to make it work. So all of that being said, what does the future of this playthrough look like? Obviously, we still have to finish this, and we will continue doing so, but it's just going to take time. That's the way it goes, folks. And I'm not worried about us running out of water, obviously, because we have basically full storage. I mean, technically not, but 5,000, you're not going to go through 5,000 water in 9 days. Unless you have a lot of beavers. And currently, we have 232. So every day that's less than 500. In 9 days, that is still less than what we have stored up right now. And of course, we can continue pumping. So, based on that, we know that when we get to our eventual goal of 500 beavers, we're going to have a lot more storage. At least, I'd like to have 10,000 water storage. Because that'll cover all the beavers, having 2 units of water per day for an entire drought and then some, while everything gets filled back up. But we know in practice that when the drought starts, we are not going to have a full thing of water anyway. When the drought ends, it's going to be very low, and they can only suck up as much as the straws allow them to suck up, which is half the height of this. So it really doesn't matter how full this is, because at some point it's going to run out. Unless we have a second level of pumps down here, which I'd thought about doing, but I don't want to deal with the building's flooded notifications, because that's very annoying. I don't know, but if we more than double the capacity volume-wise of the reservoir, each time this pump pumps, it will lower the depth of the entire thing less, relatively. So that's a little bit of the thought process behind that. Obviously, we need to keep building more of these. We need to have more storage. We need to have storage in different parts of the map, in theory. And perhaps the most important thing of this, we have to plant more stuff. We have so much more stuff we could be planting. Food-wise, we're looking okay. We still have some raw materials, but there's so much more we could be doing. And I can already tell, like, eggplant is going to start being a problem. But for the time being, I really hate to end the episode with this unfinished, because that is really not going to be an appealing thumbnail. Or I guess I could do something over here. So, I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and start the process of planting trees over here, even if this isn't perfect. Let's get something going. We can always take it out later. It's not going to be that big of a deal, but I do want to have as much of this as prepared as possible. So this right here would actually not be a bad place to stick a forester, which fortunately we do have some amount of logs available if we have any of these trees that haven't been cut down, which I now realize may not be the case. So that's fun. Let's just go ahead and get this situated. And I am going to just spam oak trees all over this thing here. This forester, fortunately, can be demolished and is going to have some pieces we can use from that. And we're going to get this whole thing ready to go. Should be fine. Hopefully this water right here doesn't evaporate over the drought, but I am going to, unfortunately, have to end the episode here because I've got a live stream in a little bit. And we're getting back into Satisfactory, which is all sorts of fun. But, all that being said, we still got some nice stuff done today. Made some small incremental progress. So hopefully you can understand and appreciate that we are a little bit time limited in terms of me actually being able to record stuff, and that's going to affect what we can get done in any given episode. But I'm glad you're here. Beard Boosters, as always, thank you very much for your support. To directly making it possible to keep doing these videos. And of course, if you're not on that list, I'm glad you're here as well. Very much enjoy reading the comments and getting to talk to everybody and get your ideas and feedback and roasts and all that stuff. Is all part of the fun. So thanks for being here. Whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, stay safe, have fun, and we will see you in the next one. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.